Here's a number that should probably be illegal. You put $1,000 away just once and you never add another cent. 40 years later, it's worth almost $15,000. You didn't work for that money, you didn't add to it, you didn't touch it. So where did the other $14,000 actually come from? By the end of this video, you'll understand the one quiet force that separates people who build real wealth from people who never quite do, and exactly how to put it on your side. Because the answer is the closest thing money has to magic, and once you see how it works, you genuinely can't unsee it. It's called compounding, and it's the engine underneath almost every fortune ever built. Start with the thing most people quietly get wrong. Normal growth is addition. You earn a little, you stack it on top, and the pile gets taller one even step at a time. Compounding is different. Your gains don't just sit there in a pile. They start earning gains of their own. Picture a snowball at the top of a long hill. It starts tiny, but as it rolls, it picks up snow, and a bigger ball grabs even more snow on the very next turn. Money works the same way. The more you've already earned, the more each new year earns for you. It's growth feeding growth feeding growth. So let's actually watch it happen. Here's $1,000 growing at 7% a year. Year 1, it earns $70. That's it, $70. Honestly, underwhelming. But year 2, you don't just earn on your 1,000. You earn on the 1,070. So this year's gain is already a little bigger than last year's. Year 3, bigger again. Every single year, the gain is larger than the year before because the base it's growing from keeps getting larger. Same $1,000, you still haven't lifted a finger. It's just quietly working in the background every year, a little harder than the last. And here's the moment that matters. Watch the line. It stops being straight, flat, and boring at the start, and then it begins to bend upward. That bend is the whole story of compounding. The early years feel like nothing is happening. The later years are where it quietly explodes. Now, right about here, a lot of people check out. They think, that's nice, but I don't have a spare $1,000 sitting around. Here's the thing, the exact starting number genuinely doesn't matter. The engine works the same on $50 a month as it does on $1,000 up front. Compounding doesn't care whether you're rich, it only cares about two things, that you start and that you give it time. Which raises the obvious question, how long until your money actually doubles? It turns out there's a shortcut you can do in your head. It's called the rule of 72. You take the number 72 and you divide it by your yearly return. That's roughly how many years it takes to double. So at 6%, 72 divided by 6 is 12. Your money doubles about every 12 years. Put in 1,000, wait 12 years, you've got 2,000. Wait another 12, you're at 4. The doublings just keep stacking up. Now bump the return up to 9%. 72 divided by 9 is 8, just 8 years to double. Same money, only a few percentage points higher, and you double years sooner, again and again. Tiny differences in return become enormous differences in wealth. And this is the part that genuinely breaks people's intuition. Doubling isn't gentle and steady, it's almost violent at the end. 1,000 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. Each jump is bigger than everything that came before it, combined. Quick pause. If compounding is finally clicking for you, do me a favor and hit subscribe. We take one money idea and make it exactly this clear every single week. Okay, now we get to the single most expensive mistake in personal finance, and it is not the one you'd guess. It isn't picking the wrong stock or the wrong fund, it's simply waiting to start. Two people, same $1,000, same 7% return. The only difference between them, one starts today and the other waits just 10 years. Watch both curves climb. For a long stretch, the gap between them looks almost modest, a head start, sure, but nothing dramatic. That's the trap. The real damage stays hidden until the very end. Now run the clock all the way to 40 years. The one who started today has almost $15,000. The one who waited 10 years, around $7,600. Same money, same return. 10 years of delay cut the final result almost exactly in half. And now you know precisely why. The final doublings do the heaviest lifting, and the person who waited never got to that last, biggest doubling at all. Time in the market is the one ingredient you genuinely cannot buy back later. Not with a bigger salary, not with a better fund, only by having started sooner. There's a second hidden force, and unlike time, this one quietly works against you: fees. Say a fund charges you 1% a year, 1%. It sounds like a rounding error, the kind of thing you'd never even bother to check. So let's run two paths side by side. Same investment, same 7%, except one of them hands over 1% a year in fees, growing at 6% net instead. After 40 years, the no-fee path is worth almost 15,000. The 1% path just over 10,200. That tiny-sounding 1% didn't cost you 1%. It quietly ate almost a third of your entire final pot. And here's why it's so brutal. Every dollar a fee takes isn't just a lost dollar, it's a dollar that never gets to compound. You don't only lose the fee, you lose everything that fee would have grown into over the decades. The fee compounds against you. Which is exactly why low costs aren't boring. Over a lifetime, keeping your fees low can be worth a small fortune all on its own. So let's step back, strip compounding down to what you actually control, and the entire game comes down to 3 levers. 1. Your rate of return, how hard your money works for you each year. 2. Time, how long you let the snowball roll. This is the most powerful lever of the 3 and the one we waste the most. 3. Cost, how much of your growth you let quietly leak out along the way. Rate, time, and cost. Get those 3 pointed in the right direction, and you don't have to be a genius, and you don't have to get lucky. Compounding does the heavy lifting for you, patiently turning a small, almost boring number into a genuinely life-changing one. That's not a trick and it's not a scheme. It's just math working quietly in your favor year after year after year. Compounding, the slowest way to get rich and just about the most certain. So tell me down in the comments, what's the one money idea you want us to make this clear next? Drop it below and we'll build it.